What's up guys? Welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much to subscribe to my channel. And if you are new here and you enjoy my content, please consider to subscribe to my channel. I will appreciate you a lot to help me keep creating content for you guys. Alright guys, I am keeping everything very simple today. As you can see, I am not dressing up too much in this video because this is just that kind of day where I don't feel the best, and we don't have to always all dress up, you know. Let's be real, let's be honest, we don't dress up every day, or if you do, kudos to you. I really admire any of you guys that can dress up every day. Personally, I cannot because it does take a lot of work, and you know, I have a lot of things to do in my life, but I do want to push out the content for today. So for the video today, I'm gonna talk about Goldfield Banks, Australia. So a couple weeks ago, I went to ZGO Perfumery in San Francisco for a masterclass and a meet and greet with the founder and the owner of Goldfield Bank, Dimitri Weber. I gotta say, I was very impressed and I was very happy at the event because it is such a pleasure to meet with Dimitri. He is such a nice, kind, and passionate person. I had a great time talking to him and listening to him talking about his brand itself. And yeah, I also got a chance to meet up with other fragheads in the community and share the love for perfumery. And when I was there, I was kindly gifted a discovery sample collections from Goldfield Bank. And in here, let me show you the box actually. So this is the box, and then we have 9 different fragrances in this discovery set, and these are all in the native collection, which is celebrate and highlight the raw material of Australia. And this is how it looks inside. Sorry guys, don't mind my nails, I didn't have time to even repaint it, so yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. So in here they include everything except for silky wood and purple sway, because the other twos are in a different collection. Those two did not use the native material from Australia, so yeah, they are in a different collection. Before I talk about all of the samples I have for today, I'm gonna insert a video of me at the event. You guys will see the event, the store, the ZGO perfumery store in San Francisco. And of course, I also will insert a video of Dimitri talking about the brand, explain about the name and the inspiration behind every creation of Goldfield Banks. Let's jump right in the video of the event.
for making that huge journey all the way from Australia.
Thank you.
Literally on the other side of the planet, so yeah, it's not around the corner. So
No, it's not.
we really appreciate your being here. It's a brand that we've had for a few years at our stores. I've seen it growing, taking off. People are loving it, and just having so many people here, you know, it's telling us, yeah, there's fans here. Dimitri has a lot of fans. A lot of people love Dimitri's brand.
People asking questions. One of the first questions came from America. Is this a perfume from a bank? That was the first question. So no, it's not. So it actually has a beautiful story, Goldfield and Bangs. It took me more than a year to come up with the name because I wanted to, you know, Goldfield and Bangs is all about what we call in French parfumerie du terroir. It's perfumery from the land. When you think of Australia, our luxury is nature, and we don't have all these fancy things that we have, you know, here and in Paris and in New York and all of that. But we have nature, we have lots of nature, and we have incredible ingredients, amazing raw ingredients that are native to Australia. Some of them are not native to Australia. But the reason why I'm telling you the story is that we have one ingredient that is an icon, and that is basically in every single fragrance here in the store, and it's sandalwood. And I don't know if you know, but today sandalwood, whether it is the Indian sandalwood or the Santalum album or the Australian sandalwood spicato, both species are grown in Western Australia. So today, every fragrance that you have here in the store, if they have sandalwood, it will definitely come from Australia. And the great thing is that the tree, in order for the tree to grow in the country, you need gold in the soil. Hence the name Goldfield. There you go. And then Banks, here is my good friend Joseph Banks. So Joseph Banks was a scientist, botanist, who in the 18th century came to the South Pacific, and after a few years of traveling and discovering wonderful things in the South Pacific region, went back to England with more than 33,000 species of plants. And so he was basically the first person to go back to Europe and to show the Europeans what a eucalyptus looked like, or how mimosa smelled like, or because people in those days in Europe, I mean, all of that was quite exotic. So this is my way of paying a tribute to the work of Joseph Banks, because this man is very important in England, and he still is in Australia, and it's all about nature and about ingredients. Hence the name Goldfield and Banks.
Okay, great answer. Okay, question number 2. Everybody arrives to understanding perfume, to their passion of perfume in different ways. What was your path to getting a passion for perfume? How did you get started?
Oh dear, oh my god, I think I must have been 6 or 7 years old when I was already choosing my mother's fragrances. So back then, I chose my mom's fragrances, and even at school, my teachers would come to me and ask me, do I smell nice? Which fragrance should I wear? And also I remember at around when I was 9 or 10, at school with the teachers we were already swapping samples, like little samples. And I was little, and you know what, a sample of Chanel No. 5 or Coco, whatever, Youth Dew by Sinor, whatever. It was, yeah, I know. And I was in heaven, and I always wanted to work in fragrances, and I studied arts, which had nothing to do with fragrances. And I ended up doing what I wanted to do, and it's perfumes. Like, yeah, I mean, I've been working in this industry for 29 years. So. Yeah, which makes me 29 today. Anyway, so yeah.
That's very interesting. Thanks for sharing that. My third question is, how did you start the brand? I mean, how did you get it going as far as business-wise and coming up with the scents? What is your development process like?
Right. Very good question. I'm not sure if I would do it all over again today. You know, when you get closer to your 50, I mean, things are a little bit more challenging, you know, physically. But I think I mean, obviously I had backgrounds in fragrances and I've worked in this industry. I had a privilege of working with amazing brands all over the world, based in Europe, and working with Tom Ford and Cartier and Issey Miyake, Saint-Gobain, which you just mentioned. So I knew a lot about the industry. And how I started, to be very honest, I didn't have those big budgets that a lot of other brands have. I started very humble with 20,000 euros. That's all I had, and I thought, you know what, 20,000 euros, that's my budget, because I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I mean, moving to the other side of the world, it's a big risk, going to Australia and all that. So I had 20,000 euros, and I thought, okay, this is my budget, and I'm going to start with that. And if it works for $20,000, and if after 1 year I can pay myself a wage, then I'm doing a good job. And that's what I did. So that's how I actually started. So I really literally worked on my own for the first 3 years, and I remember that very well, until the brand was growing so fast. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that I did is I was very fortunate in Australia to be surrounded by French people. Obviously, when it comes to fragrances and when it comes to crafting and expertise and savoir-faire knowledge, then you have to have the French expertise, or at least the Italian expertise, to make fragrances. And I was really fortunate that in Australia there were a few people around there that I could work with, and they were able to create my fragrances. One of them is a perfumer. He's a 5th generation perfumer from Grasse, and he's the teacher of a lot of perfumers of some of your fragrances. He's based in Melbourne, lived there for many years, so that was a blessing. And then little by little, traveling a lot, making contacts with suppliers and farmers, because I was very much into Australian native ingredients, because that's what we do, Australian ingredients, and getting their trust, because a lot of people were looking at me thinking, what's this guy doing, what does he want, you know? So little by little creating the first fragrances, and then started in Australia, started online, a few stores, and then one of my first stores back then was Barney's overseas, so, and then yeah.
From there.
And go from there.
And now you're all over the world.
Not all over the world, but we are in 40 countries.
40 countries, that's a good part of the world. Okay. Is there anything you can see as far as trends, like people in Asia, like one particular scent versus people in Europe versus America?
Well, there's one trend that I can see is obviously perfume or fragrances is very personal. I mean, what I like, you might not like, and there's another place to judge in a perfumery, because it's very personal. However, what I found in the perfume industry, working in this field for so many years, is that it's probably the least diverse industry. When you think about fashion, you have fashion brands from all over the world. Every single country has fashion. Every single country has skincare, has makeup. And I found fragrances, and I'm French, Belgian, and I mean, fragrances has always been so dull in the last few years. And I just think now that there is a little bit of there is hope that there are more countries coming up with fragrances. And I think with what I've done with Goldfield and Banks, creating a fragrance brand out of Australia, it opened up a lot of doors. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, this brand from Australia, you know, now you go so far. And I'm hoping to see one day a brand from Africa, an amazing, colorful brand, a brand from China, a brand from, I don't know, any country. And I feel that today customers in general and media is more open to embrace a more diverse perfumery. That's sort of the trend.
That's really exciting. Okay.
So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the mini video of the event at Zegio Perfumery. But yeah, it was such a great opportunity for us frac heads to learn about the brand, learn about the industry itself. So I am already a big fan of the brand Goldfield and Banks, but I didn't get a chance to dive deep into the brand yet. So when I heard there is an event and a masterclass with Goldfield and Banks, right away I got signed up for it, and I gotta say, I didn't regret it. It's so amazing. When I was there, I feel like I was reminded the reason why I fell in love with the perfumery from the first place. Of course, we all fell in love with perfumery because of the fragrances themselves. Besides that, I love perfumery because behind every creations, there is the art, there is the science, the diligently hard work and skill set acquired from years of training. Perfumery is what evokes emotions, connect humanity, capture moments and memories. Time and places, people and feelings are all captured in a bottle of fragrance. And I gotta say that I'm happy to see all of that in Goldfield and Banged. As you can see in the video of Dimitri Weber, he created this brand to highlight the beauty of Australia continent, the beauty of the country itself, the beauty of the raw material. And he's not even from Australia, you know, he moved to Australia because he loved the country and he wanted to introduce the beautiful raw material from Australia to the world. And I can definitely feel that passion through his speech and through his creations. To be honest, I myself, if I can create a brand, a perfume brand, I definitely want to do something to highlight, to celebrate the beauty of my own home country. So, you know, because of that beautiful meaning behind the brands, I 100% support and really fall in love with Goldfield and Banged. Let's dive right in with 9 different creations in this sample set. Let's go first with the first sample right here. And the first one is called Wood Infusion. And I'm not gonna go too detailed on the note. You can definitely look it up online on the website itself or on Fragrantica for more information about the accord and the notes. But for now, we're just gonna talk about the scent. Let's just keep everything simple. Right away. Guys, after we talk about every single scent in here, I'm gonna tell you my top 3 of Goldfield and Banged creations. And I will definitely add them in my collection. Let me open the little brochure right here and read them for you guys. Wood Infusion, a luxe profound scent surrounded by an elixir of rich woods, buttery roots, and aromatic notes, inspired by the lush nature of balmy heritage listed Fraser Island in the Pacific Ocean. Wood Infusion is a celebration of all wood species found around the island. This fragrance is an exotic infusion of Australian woods, notes mandarin, Australian woods, aga wood, and iris. Guys, this is right up my alley. If you have watched my channel, you know how much I love amber, how much I love more of oriental, deep, rich, woody scent. And this is exactly what I love in the perfumery. I can definitely pick up the sandalwood right away and the iris. The beautiful woods in here. It's very woody, but at the same time very aromatic. I gotta say, all of the fragrances in this collections, there is one thing that I see in comments of all of these creations. Like, this is the DNA of the brand. they are all very aromatic, which makes sense because he wants to celebrate, he wants to highlight the beauty of the continent, which is the nature. I definitely picked up that sandalwood, iris, a lot of wood in here, aromatic, woody, a little bit powdery. There's a sweet undertone in it and definitely ambery. So beautiful, guys. I fall in love with this scent right away when I first spray it. And there's one thing I gotta recommend you guys. You guys don't just spray Goldfield and Bang's fragrances on a piece of paper. Please try it on your skin because it smells 100 times better on your skin because the scents match with your skin's chemistry and develop. It just, you know, it smells so much better, so much more unique on your skin. I would definitely recommend you guys to get a sample set and try it on your skin before you decide to buy any of the fragrance in here. But yeah, I did try wood infusion on my skin. Definitely on my skin, it's actually pull a lot more woody and ambery than aromatic. On this paper, I feel like it's pull more aromatic. But yeah, in the beginning, in the opening, you definitely smell that aromatic touch, and as this dries down, it definitely gets more woody, ambery, get deeper. But yeah, that is wood infusion. Right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Bohemian Lime, and let's spray it on the paper. Oh my god, so good. Bohemian Lime, tropical and carefree. Perfect way to describe the scent. Set beneath a sunlit canopy of lush tropical rainforest, the scent evokes an image of native citrus tree, drawing life from nearby cascading fresh waterfalls. Bohemian Lime's mellow to reveal blissful grounding notes of woody vetiver and sandalwood. Just a quick note, according to Dimitri, basically all of his creations has sandalwood, Australian sandalwood in there, which is their native material that he wants to highlight. So right away when I spray this on the paper, I definitely pick up that lime, the Australian finger lime. So the Australian finger lime is a type of material, native material from Australia, and it smells fruity, citrus, but also a little bit sour. But please don't let that sourness scare you. This is not a weird sourness. It just gives this fragrance such a beautiful, youthful, and happy buzz in the opening. And this to me smells like a beautiful, refreshing cocktail, like a mojito type of thing. To me, this is one of the fragrances that perfect for vacations. I would definitely want to bring Bohemian Lime if I travel to any tropical area. You can definitely smell that fresh, clean, watery waterfalls. You can definitely also pick up that wood in the background. Very aromatic too. And that is Bohemian Lime. All right, let's move on. One of the very famous creation from Goldfield and Bang, Sunset Hour. This scent, I understand why this scent is so popular, but let me give you the description in this brochure right here. So Sunset Hour, juicy and delightful. A blazing sun dips into the Indian Ocean. The scent of fragrant native fruit pervades the languorous evening breeze. A heavenly cocktail of juicy and spicy delights awaits, giving way to a deliciously gourmand and sensual floral heart. Best served at sunset hour. Notes: mandarin, dessert peach Australia, pear, ginger Nigeria, pink pepper, benzoin, and vanilla. Guy, right when I spray this, this is a very beautiful, juicy, fruity opening. Again, this smells like cocktail. Yeah, it smells like you having this beautiful, fruity cocktail on the beach. This have a beachy vibe without, you know, the coconut and the suntan lotion that we always get from other fragrances, but you can still definitely feel that sea breeze, that beautiful beachy vibe. And the name is perfectly fit the scent of this fragrance. You need to try this one if you haven't. It's such a beautiful, again, youthful and happy scent. And Dimitri actually also mentioned that when he created this fragrance, he wants to create that happy, bubbly, fizzy feeling, because he created this during the pandemic and it was launched right after the pandemic. So all he wants to do is bring joy to the world. Let's move on to another very popular creation from Goldfield and Bang. It is Pacific Rock Moss. Oh my God. Another very beautiful cocktail type of scent. Pacific Rock Moss, aquatic and iconic. Seize the day and experience a moment of pure bliss with this invigorating perfume. A distinctive marine note, crazed with aromatic essence, brings you on a lush coastal walk on a beautiful summer day. I gotta say, this is almost like the only one marine, salty type of fragrance that I actually love. Usually I struggle with fragrance that is more on the marine side, but not this one. This also gives me the cocktail vibe. Also very beachy. Of course, this is created to highlight the coastal Australia. This is also fresh and clean, marine, salty, mossy, very happy feeling type of fragrance. You cannot go wrong with these four that I'm talking about. I definitely, if there are fragrances from Goldfield and Bang that I recommend, definitely Wood Infusions, Pacific Rock Moss, Bohemian Lime, and Sunset Hour. That's all I can say. Marine, salty, fresh and clean, mossy, beachy type of fragrance. And guys, I have a bottle of Pacific Rock Moss coming my way. Just a heads up. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have Desert Rosewood. They actually very good size to test out your fragrance. So definitely, if you don't know what to get from Goldfield and Bangs, get the sample set. I believe that he said this one was created to highlight the desert part of Australia. So you can definitely smell that warm, hot, burning, the heat of the desert in this creation. So Desert Rosewood, licorice, and ambery. The perfumes present a rich amber and woody fragrance that evokes thick, arid, deep forest. A heady rush of resinous Australian desert rosewood reveals a sweetness of mandarin and vanilla before finally settling into an exotic blend of wood and spices. Notes: mandarin, cardamom, Buddha wood, Australia, benzoin, Laos, vanilla, and amber. So to me, this is not my favorite creation from Goldfield and Bang, just because this is not my style. But I think this is so unique, and it's definitely create that image, that picture in my mind of that area of Australia that he wants to deliver in this scent. You can definitely picked up that sweetness, juicy from mandarin, but this is more of a dry experience and very ambery and woody. That is Desert Rosewood. Sorry guys, I'm not talking too much about this because I gotta be honest, this is not my favorite from the brand, but I still appreciate the art behind the meaning behind of this fragrance. All right, let's move on to Sudden Bloom. Guys, this room is gonna smell so good after this video. I have a little bit of problem with this spray. I think it's kind of broken. Not sure why, but I still get enough of the fragrance in here. So Sudden Bloom, floral and luxurious. Sudden Bloom honors the rare and enchanting native scented flower, the Boronia, during its short September spring bloom. On Australia's southernmost island, Bruny, off the coast of Tasmania, the Absolute Boronia is distinctive and one of the most expensive perfume oils in the world. Yes, so this one highlight Boronia, which is a native flower from Australia, and like I just described you from the brochure, this one only bloom in September and only for a short time. So that's the only time you can actually harvest this material and produce the scent of itself. This one give me very beautiful, easy to understand, more designer vibe. Compared to other creation in this collection, this is more on the serious and more on the mature side. In my humble opinion, I don't think that this scent is appeal to anyone's younger than 20 years old. This is definitely something that I have never smelled before. I smell jasmine, white floral, all of the white floral, yellow florals and rose, but Boronia, this is the first time I smell. It's had that sweet vanilla undertone, but the highlight is still the flower itself, and there's also that aromatic element in this fragrance, just like other creations of Goldfield and Bang in this collection. I didn't hear a lot of people talking about this scent, and I don't know why, but in my own opinion, I think this is a very beautiful scent and deserve a try. All right, let's move on to White Sandalwood. And I'm just gonna tell you guys straight away now, this is not a scent that I am into. So this is White Sandalwood. The reason why I don't like this one, even though this is a sandalwood fragrance, and you guys, I love sandalwood, okay? Sandalwood is one of my favorite notes in perfumes, like top favorite note. But I like more of the sweet woody sandalwood, and this one to me smell more of medicinal, bitter sandalwood. It smells literally like a piece of wood, but medicinal and bitter. So I personally don't like it. I still think it's very unique. I have never smelled anything like this before. And it is described as spicy and musky, a distinctive scent that is both exotic and richly enveloping. White sandalwood and amber provide a comforting base, while saffron, pepper, and thyme cast an exotic heat tempered by the heart of sweet Turkish rose. It's still a beautiful and unique scent, just not my type of sandalwood. So yeah, this is not my favorite, but still I recommend you guys give it a try and experience it for yourself. Moving on, Velvet Splendor. I don't really remember how I feel about it. I think this is the only one that I don't really wear on my skin to see how I feel, but it is described as sensual and enveloping. Velvet Splendor is like holding a large bunch of sunburned white flowers in both arms and pressing one's face gently into it. An impressions painting of a long drive through the open, breezy, and cloudless countryside. Wow. Very nice. Notes: Hedione, Mimosa Australia, Orange Blossom, Jasmine Tonga, and Opoponax. So I remember now, I think Dimitri said this one is to highlight mimosa. And mimosa is also a native flowers from Australia. I just know that now. After the masterclass with Dimitri, I didn't know mimosa is native to Australia at all. I would say that this one has a little bit of the vintage touch in it, like the vibe that you get from Chanel or Shalimar from Guerlain. It's get that beautiful sweet powdery from the mimosa, and still, you know, you always get that sandalwood woody in the back. Very beautiful, very different. The highlight is definitely on the mimosa, but there's a lot going on beside the mimosa to support this note. So that is Velvet Splendor. I recommend you guys to not only experience each of the fragrances in this sample set by themselves, but also layer them. I have the feeling that they are they would smell really great layered together. Okay, we got the last one, Blue Cypress. And I remember this one when I spray it, minty, cucumber, very minty. I don't know where that from because I don't see. Oh, let me see. No, there's no mint in here. All right, so Blue Cypress is described as misty and crisp, a sophisticated fragrance of rich woods and aromatic spices that is at once invigorating and grounding. The cobalt color Australian Blue Cypress provide a fragrance woody base lifted by fusion of lively lavender and exotic patchouli, clove, and star anise. The only thing I can tell you guys when I first sprayed this is I picked up that minty and cucumber opening that gives this fragrance a very fresh and clean and ozonic at the same time in the opening. And guys, I usually don't like mint in my life. I don't like mint. I don't like anything minty flavor, minty scent. But I gotta say, in this one, it's so different. This one does smell like a beautiful mojito with a lot of mint in there, and you sip that cup of mojito on the beach because it's also have that beautiful beachy vibe without being coconutty or suntan lotion like, you know, other fragrances. This is another one that I really love. Now, it is hard for me to pick my favorite. Gosh, guys, really, please go ahead and get a sample set and experience the brands by yourself, because I literally love every single creation in here except for a couple. Because not because they are bad, but it's just because they are not my style. But I gotta say that I can smell the quality in each of the creation in here. Let's move on to the final thoughts, okay? I promise you guys to tell you guys which one are my top 3 favorite. I would say the third favorite from here would be Sunset Hour. Don't get me wrong, I love Sunset Hour, but compared to others, I feel like it's not as unique. It's still beautiful, but it's very crowd pleasing. But to me, I love something more unique because this is a niche brand. But it's number 3. Okay, it's number 3. It's still really good. The next one would be Wood Infusion. Wood infusion is definitely right up my alley. I love woody scent, and oh my god, every time I smell wood infusion, my eyes want to roll back. And then my top favorite is Pacific Rock Moss. I love this one because this is such a beautiful, happy scent. It's unique. It has the marine style that actually fit with my personality and my taste. So Pacific Rock Moss is definitely my top favorite. But guys, other creation still beautiful, but it's top 3, so I can only pick 3. But if I can pick more, I would say I love Southern Bloom, I love Blue Cypress, I love Bohemian Limes. And then the others are not my cup of tea, just because, you know, they're not my style, but still they're very beautiful. But yeah guys, that is my review for the whole brand. Not the whole brand, because I don't have Silky Wood and Sway, Purple Sway, but almost all of the brand Goldfield and Bangs. Honestly, it is such a blast for me to go to that event. Until today, I still have that butterfly happy feeling in my stomach every time I think about that event, every time I think about my conversation with the owner, the founder of the brand, Dimitri Weber, because he's such a nice person. He's such a passionate person, and to me, every time I'm in a room with a person who is kind, who is passionate and talented like that, it is a pleasure for me. It is a dream come true for me. But yeah guys, that concludes my review for today. I hope you guys enjoy my video for today. Let me know if you have tried Goldfield and Bangs and which ones is your favorite. Thank you again for watching my video today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.